what that are, Ninji Tobe, Jim Mareba, it's 30 beginning, then it topper Nyan origins.
So in this way, without disturbed and afflicted by the subject and objective mind, with a single-pointed devotion, then one should continue to do the practices. It is very important that whatever sorts of practices of Dharma we try to do, one need to have a single-pointed mind and a very stabilized mind. So we are somehow in this world from beginningless lifetime till now, always bound by the afflictive emotions and then involved with that mental thought. So it seems difficult to reduce the afflictive emotions. So even these animals like the dogs and the elephants and all these animals, if they were just given all those training and some sorts of training, they could also just learn and understand. Then, of course, we are human beings with the human characteristic, with the sense of which we speak and we can understand. So, if we train ourselves and try to learn properly without not deceiving oneself, of course, we can also get better in that way. So the most greatest fault within ourselves is the co-emergent ignorance or that the self-attachment. So that where we think, I am and I know and I understand, that sort of, that the moment we are born, we have that strong concept. So when this the co-emergent, the ignorance is always there, then it is difficult to have a kind of real Dharma practice. For example, like a tiny iron ball, then if we throw into water, it instantly sinks down. So that the self-attachment or grasping is similar like that iron ball, that which just pulls us down into the samsara. So then on the other hand, that same iron ball, if we just smash down and make it flat and then throw in the water, then it is just kind of surface on it, it doesn't just sink down. Similar like that, if we subdue and try to purify the self-attachment or that ego, then where we could, float and can be liberated.
So
in relation with the Dharma practice, of course, we have many different levels, such as like a visualization of deities, accumulating the deities mantra, but most important part of that Dharma practice is just to subdue the co-emergent ignorance or that self-attachment. So someone who have a very great pride or that a very strong self-attachment, it will not to accomplish the Dharma. So in relation with the Dharma practice, of course, in generally one have to work with all the afflictive emotions, and especially the ego or the pride and the self-attachment, that where one just work to reduce and try to abandon it. So this self-attachment or the grasping, the co-emergent ignorance is nothing like our clothes that we can just take it off and throw it away. But still, if we constantly pay attention and try to work on it and have that mindfulness, then slowly it becomes just kind of less and less, and then finally one could possibly abandon it. All the time and in all aspects, the most important is to watch one's mind and examine one's mind, what is going on within oneself. So what we normally do is just, our mind or that all the senses are just kind of, towards like outside, and then started looking and judging other people's way of just talking and walking and, activities, and that in many ways where one feel uncomfortable. And because of that condition, then it also just gives rise to lots of other afflictive emotions within one's mind stream. So in that way, that somebody attain enlightenment or the Buddhahood is never been explained in any sutra or tantra. So it is said that one should subdue one's own mind, and that other minds could subdue other mind is never taught in that way. So that is why all the time try to examine your own mind stream. So that normally, when in this world, when we have a little bit of wealth or just, all the luxuries and so forth, then one think, oh, I'm just rich and I'm happy, and that way also just develop, afflictive emotion. Or even oneself kind of, looks beautiful, then also, I think oneself think that they have that pride, I'm beautiful and I'm very special, and that which develops, afflictive emotion. Even one have a kind of, just nice voice, also one, kind of attached to it. That is how we kind of, give rise to all sorts of afflictive emotions.